Here's a more detailed look at the purchasing requisition workflow. Here are the starting rules. Quite simply, must be purchasing template. The link ID must start with the requisition table name, and the user must be part of this group. Purchasing users are part of this group, so they're included into this purchasing users 1. And this is the primary way of importing. As with the PO, there is this change. So a user can place multiple documents into the doc import folder and then use the Eden integration to attach from Laserfiche, and upon adding the template, it will kick off this workflow. So they can be moved in there, they can be imported, they can be pasted in there, and they can be changed into there. So looking in a little bit more detail at this, I did the overview already. Here we have the table associated with requisitions, active requisitions. Here's the migrate. If the user is the current approver or the previous requester, then they're permitted to make an attachment to the requisition record. And the very first thing we do is if the volume that the user is importing on is not the purchasing volume, it immediately migrates that over and then waits for the change. And until that starting entry is in that correct volume, it won't continue. So after that has been that criteria has been met, then we pull in vendor data based off of the requisition doc number, which is the unique identifier for the requisition tables. Now here are some cleanup, pattern matching, cleans up. It pulls in the vendor last name, vendor first name, and cleans up the requisition number from the table, and it creates a shortened fiscal year. So a two-digit fiscal year is created to be used later on. Now here is the department data, also based on department ID, which is pulled from the requisition table. So everything starts from here, and then the vendor data is pulled from data from here, and the department data is pulled from data from here. Alright, so at any rate, this creates that token for that fiscal year, the shortened fiscal year, or actually this is regular fiscal year. And then we assign all the data: department name, fiscal year, name, purchase doc type, total amount, after this data is assigned, then we go ahead and move it. Let's take a quick look at the path that it's moved to. It uses the short fiscal year token and the description from the table and the requisition number. Now granted, these generally have to be passed through some kind of cleanup, which I'm going to assume is being done at this token creation or pattern matching, because sometimes when the data comes from the table, there are extra spaces in there. So that is probably why, probably how that is working. I'm saying probably this fiscal year. Yeah, looks like it's just coming straight from the table. Alright, so it's moved at that point, and then the note is invoked, and the note is an animal unto itself. I'll get into that later. Look at that for reference. And it uses this to relocate the moved file for all intents and purposes. And then the shortcut, Eden shortcut, is created in the Eden shortcut folder within this newly created folder, this thing. And then of course the Eden shortcut is linked to the starting entry. And now secondly, we come over here to what happens if you're not the current approver or the previous requester. This pulls your data from the users table in Eden to retrieve your email address. It creates a shortcut to temporarily be used and dropped into the email. It finds where that shortcut was created, which on this side and in this branch, it's created in the doc import folder. So it goes and finds that, creates the email, puts the name of the entry that you're attempting to attach there, and then puts the requisition number here, creates the shortcut to the requisition, not to the attachment, but to the requisition, saying, hey, this didn't work, and here's a link, just to save you a little time. Deletes the entry you were trying to attach, deletes the shortcut, and then ends it. And there's no input or output parameters to look at here, so that's about it.